What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? I am Dope, your idiot leader, and this is Dope Comics, my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk a book that just, as the kids say, it hits different. It's this book right here. This book, Plastic Man No More. It just hits different. It's a really good book. People were telling me it was a good book before I read it. And I read it, and it's a really good book. You know what makes a good story? I'll tell you what makes a good story. Whenever the story is so good, it makes you care about some dumbass superhero that you never would read. That's when you know it's a good story. For example, I've read a lot of Polka Dot Man. And people don't like the Polka Dot Man. When they hear I like the Polka Dot Man, they smirk, they laugh. But for the people that's read Polka Dot Man, they know about Polka Dot Man. And for the people that's read this book, you know about Plastic Man. This ain't your normal Plastic Man. This ain't no silly shit. This is the real deal right here. I'm going to tell you, I mean, not only does it hit different, this book will hit people. That's the beauty part about reading books. They hit people different. And people take things and they, it's like music and stories. They take it in different and they gather different stuff from it, and it plays with people's emotions. And this book to me is basically about a deadbeat dad that has cancer, and his son has the same genetics as he does. And he's worried about his son that he abandoned years ago, getting the same disease he's got. And he knows he's dying, and he tries to make it right before he dies. It's heavy, man. Why they used Plastic Man for this, I don't know. But in the story, let's get to the actual story. In the story, there is two artists. I do not like that. There's 2 or 3 pages, pages 9 through 11 and page 16 that's written by Jacob Egger. I don't know why they do that. Sometimes people can get away with it because it's like going back in time and it helps show a different time or place or something. But I do not like it when they use 2 artists. Alex Lynn is the main artist on this, and Alex Lynn is a good artist. His work is really good. As you can see, that's Plastic Man. He was a burglar. And before he become Plastic Man and got dunked into the plastic at the factory, just kind of the same origin as Joker. But the art was really good. He's robbing jewelry stores and doing his thing. And then he become Plastic Man. And when he become Plastic Man, 20 years later, he joined the JLA. And he was part of the JLA, and Flash and Superman and Wonder Woman, and they treated him like he was a joke. I know a lot of people that work in cubicles, and they might be the joke of their floor in their skyscraper, and everything they do is a joke to them, and they're not really taken seriously. And that's how Plastic Man was. Plastic Man was like, dude, I'm part of this crew too. And they're all laughing at him all the time, and basically they don't take him seriously no matter what he does. And a guy comes along with a death ray, and he's going to kill some orphans. And Plastic Man jumps in front of the ray to protect them, to protect the orphans, and it burns the fuck out of his chest. He basically melts. His chest does. He takes on this death ray. And Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Hawkman, they all think it's funny. Like, way to take one for the team. But he's really hurting. And he notices that he's starting to melt. And his hand melts away. And he has to cover up his hand with a bag. And his hand's melting. And he goes to a special kind of doctor and finds out that he's dying. He's going to melt away. It's basically a kind of cancer. It's crumbing up his body, and he's going to die. It's eating his body alive. And he thinks about his son that he abandoned. And he's worried about his son because he abandoned his son at an early age. He's like, I ain't got time to be no dad. I don't want to be no dad. And, he gave up on his kid. Didn't want nothing to do with that. And his son didn't want nothing to do with him. His son came to the diner to meet him, want to know what he wanted after, being a deadbeat for all those years. And he told him, hey, I'm dying, and you got the same gene in you I've got in me, and I don't want this to happen to what happened to me to happen to you. And he's like, fuck off. You ain't never been in my life. Get the fuck out of here. And that's basically where it ended. It's really not much of a superhero story. It's more of a story about a guy that's been a deadbeat dad that realizes he's on his last breath and he wants to do right now, but it's probably too late because his son don't want nothing to do with him. And this book kind of hit hard. I didn't ever have a dad. I had a deadbeat dad my whole life. And this is a really cool book for me. It hit hard for me. It might not hit hard for you because you're under a totally different place, totally different life, totally different circumstances. But if you want to read a heavy story that's told superhero style, hey, I love this. I'll be picking up number 2 of this. It's great. It's not your normal superhero book. Like I said, there's only like 1 page of superhero shit, and the rest is him trying to figure out his life and what he wants to do. But, every once in a while we got to be serious on here. So we're under 7 minutes. This is a good read, believe it or not. Pick it up. Give it a shot. Read your comics, and until the next time, I'm out.